Russia-Ukraine war rattles oil markets. The decisions by Americans and Britain to ban Russian oil imports rattle markets. At one point, Brent crude briefly came close to $140 a barrel. Russia warned that the ban would send it hurtling toward $300, but prices retreated when the United Arab Emirates became the first member of OPEC to support ramping up productions. Earlier, the International Energy Agency said its member countries were ready to release more oil from their emergency stockpiles to help tame prices. Shell, meanwhile, said it would withdraw fully from Russia. This came after the energy giant was criticized for buying a ship's cargo of heavily discounted Russian oil to supply one of its refineries. Google buys cybersecurity remedies for $5.4 billion. With cyber attacks on the rise, Google agreed to pay $5.4 billion for Median, a company that specializes in identifying threats and tracking down perpetrators. It helped respond to the ransomware attack on the Colonial Pipeline last year. Gas prices in Europe hit an all-time high. European markets for natural gas underwent huge price movements. Benchmark Dutch futures briefly hit a record high of €345, that's $380 a megawatt hour before falling back. Prices swung back and forth within a spread of €200. The price a year ago was around €70. McDonald's, icon of post-Soviet era, to temporarily close restaurants in Russia. McDonald's temporarily closed its restaurant in Russia, a move filled with symbolism. The fast food chain opened its first outlet in Moscow in January 1990, during the Glasnost era and 2 years before the formal dissolution of the Soviet Union. Pictures of hundreds of Muscovites queuing for their first taste of a Big Mac were beamed across the world. Elon Musk trying to get out of settlement in SEC. Elon Musk asked a judge to throw out a settlement he reached with the Securities and Exchange Commission, requiring Tesla to review and sign up with rights that relate to the business. The SEC and Mr. Musk agreed to the settlement in 2018, after he had suggested on Twitter that he would delist the company and take it private. Tesla's share price soared in response to that tweet. It remains a public company. Tesla's boss says the settlement is unenforceable. Amazon announces 24-1 stock split and $10 billion buyback. Amazon approved a 24-1 stock split and announced a share buyback of up to $10 billion. The move is an effort to boost the company's stock market performance. The share price has fallen more sharply this year than most of Amazon's other big tech peers. Many companies suspended their operations in Russia. American Express, MasterCard, and Visa suspended their operations in Russia. Russian banks are trying out several alternative payment systems, such as China's UnionPay. Credit cards will be no good anyway for Russians hoping to go on a spending splurge. Cartier, Hermes, LVMH, and other luxury goods companies have stopped selling their products there. Professional services firms also headed for the exit. Deloitte, Ernst & Young, KPMG, and PwC all cut ties with Russian business. UK freezes assets of Abramovich and 6 other Russian oligarchs. The British government imposed sanctions on Roman Abramovich and 6 other oligarchs suspected of having links to Vladimir Putin, freezing their British access. The government took control of Chelsea Football Club, which Mr. Abramovich owns. The Premier League side now has to operate under a special license, which grants permissions for the team to continue playing matches. China sets annual economic growth target at 5.5%. The Chinese government set an annual GDP growth target of 5.5%. That is the lowest target in 30 years, but higher than most analysts had expected, given the war in Ukraine.